Moff Gideon, you have something I want.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano and I'm back with another vintage collection Star Wars action figure. Today we're going to be looking at Moff Gideon from Star Wars The Mandalorian. Now, as always on this channel, I like to appreciate the box before I open it, so let's take a look. Okay, so we've got the outside of the box. We see it's ages 4 and up, Star Wars The Mandalorian, Choking Hazard, Moff Gideon. How's the artwork? Very nice. The artwork is from, looks like the last chapter of Season 1 when Moff Gideon's standing right outside of the TIE fighter that crashed. You can see the Darksaber there. Looking pretty cool. And like the old school Kenner logo. Now Moff Gideon comes with a little blaster, a Darksaber, his cape, and a pretty cool looking likeness. I think they nailed it. He looks really, really good. How about the back? What do we got here? Darth Vader, Captain Rex, Mando, Hondo, Anaka, Armor, Gideon, ARC Trooper 5s, and Chirrut. I have all of those except for the armor. I need the armor. It is approved by 023 Sad Babies, so Sad Baby Squad approved. Very cool. Alright guys, now it is time to open this up. If I can find any links to this or some of the other Mandalorian vintage collection figures on Amazon or other sites that I'm affiliated with, I will put a link down as a pinned comment below. If you use any of my affiliate links, just know it goes to support the channel, and you don't actually have to buy the exact same product. Like if you're an Amazon shopper and you see one of my Amazon affiliate links, you can use that link and go buy something else completely. As long as you started your shopping session with my link, I get credit for it. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help out the channel. Alright, let's get this stuff out. Tiny, teeny tiny little Darksaber. Oh, it's got white on both edges. That is cool. We're going to take some close-up look here in the light box in a second as well. His head fell right off. His head just fell right off. I don't know if that's a bad sign. I mean, generally these figures are pretty good quality, so especially at 14 bucks a pop, they had better be, right? When I looked in the package, I got to say his likeness was very good. So it's going to be hard to ruin that. Does he have a place? He has a holster. I always like when these figures have a holster and I can place their gun in it and it stays nicely. To me, it's always like just a nice plus. It's like, yeah, this is going to work out just fine. Will his head stay on? That's not good. His head doesn't really stay on. I mean, it kind of does, but his head just like comes right off. And this was the better looking one. There was two when I was at the store. Maybe I can really get it stuck on there. No, he just has a super loose head. I bet if I dropped it. Okay, well his head didn't come off when I dropped it, so that's good. But maybe when you buy yours, I mean you can't tell until you open it, but be wary that maybe he'll have a loose head. I don't know. Okay, so I want to show you guys the inside of his head here, and maybe why it's not working so well. So take a look at that. Like, this is the inside cavity. It doesn't really move. There's not room for it to move. And there you can see where his head, his neck, kind of snaps in. So I'm going to place it in, right? Oh, it just falls out. This figure is cool and as well sculpted as it might be. I mean, that likeness on his face is so good. But just, that, I mean, it just falls right out. It doesn't stick. And that is, I mean, I could glue it. Sure, I could glue it. But there, it's a little more secure. And he looks so good. Can I turn it? You know, I'm going to try turning a whole lot. Yeah, no, it doesn't really turn because that inside cavity just stays that way. In this little hole. Oh, I see. Maybe I will have to glue that. Because it does turn on this axis here. It turns that way. But not... Okay, so maybe I just need to glue the neck in better. Maybe that's the issue, and then he can turn as needed. Okay, maybe that's the problem. Oh, notice, look, the hair. Not the greatest job on the painting of the hair there. I see some chunks missing. And I don't think that was for me dropping it just recently. But, I mean, that face is right on. Look at my ear. the paint is a little off on the ear there. Also, he's dirty. Why is he so dirty? He's got like... He looks like Rudy Giuliani. And he was sweating his hair dye off. But take a look at the body there. Okay, looking cool. We've got our normal elbow rotations, articulation. His head just fell off. This is a look at the Darksaber here. You can see how the edges are white. A little bummed that it's not painted like silver. That it's all black, but that's fine, I guess. Take a look at his pistol there. Pretty cool. I mean, pretty, like, look at that movement on these wrists. The wrists actually move maybe a little too easy. They swivel like that, and I believe they rotate, yeah. So, just, it's just a little too flimsy. Cape does come off. And you can see all the markings on him. We do have a little thigh rotation right here. So you can pose them a little more dynamically. Knees, of course, will bend and rotate. Very cool. Very cool. It's always easy to, like, pose them, kind of. But then it's easy to get them, like, all messed up. Our ankle definitely moves there. We see our ankle has a little rotation. It doesn't rotate, but it does kind of swivel a little bit back and forth right there. Overall, a cool, very cool looking figure, but man, I don't know if it's just mine or what, but this whole neck falling off thing is kind of a deal breaker. Like, I'm not super pleased. This one might get a thumbs down. Like, sculpt wise and look wise, let me get on my zoom here. Sculpt wise and look wise, this thing is cool looking. He looks great, but if his head keeps falling off, that's a major issue. That's not, and maybe that's just mine. Let me know in the comments if you guys have had issues with the heads falling off. Does he stand? That's the other question. That's the other thing I always have trouble trying to, like, nail is, will it stand okay? Especially if he's got something like a cape. Let me see if I can I at least stand you up, buddy? Or will you... Yeah, he's going to lean back. That cape is just going to weigh him down. I wonder if we can adjust him a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. Get like kind of a cooler pose out of the guy. Yeah, I don't know. Let me take a break here, and I will try and pose him and see if maybe that will help. Okay, so I kind of got him to stand a little bit. It's just really hard, the way he's just kind of set up, and you can move his waist as you can see there. It's just like he is not the easiest guy to pose. Just the way those legs move. Again, the head keeps falling off, so that's super annoying. That is so annoying that happens. But we do have, again, there's something I didn't quite show you before. Was right here in the legs, there is another joint right in this side here, underneath his kind of skirt thing. So you can always have those misaligned a little bit. I don't know. He seems harder to pose than normal figures, and I don't like that. That kind of sucks. I was actually really stoked on this figure. And now I'm just more annoyed than anything, especially with that dang head falling off all the time. I just wish I could pose you better, dude. What's up with that? Now, if I get him to squat a little bit and I put the cape on, then what happens is I can use the cape as kind of a base. So you use the cape so he stands up better. It's kind of the effect that we're going for. Now, it looks like he cut his own head off. That's pretty funny. He does look like he cut his own head off. There. How about that? How about that pose right there? I think that is a pretty cool looking pose. Gonna zoom in a smidge. Yeah, no, he looks cool. He's just kind of a pain in the butt to get posed right. And again, that neck it's a big no-no for me. Okay, well there you have your quick look at Moff Gideon. Super hard to pose. Like, he's not. I wish he was better. It's hard for me to thumbs it down when it looks this good. You know what I'm saying? Like, the actual sculpt of the figure looks good, but the fact that his head comes off is just, like, the annoyingness of that is so... It just bugs me to no end that it happens. And I can fix it with glue, and I'm hoping yours doesn't have this issue. But mine absolutely does, and wow. That could be much better. That could be way better. And I'm super, super annoyed. He does look good, though, and hopefully you guys enjoy seeing these pictures and these little video clips of Moff Gideon in the playset. I went ahead and glued his neck in just to help me a little bit more. And oh man, does that make a world of difference? It really does make a huge difference. I just like it. The articulation is too good for me to ever thumbs this down. So for me, it's a thumbs up. But I want to know your thoughts. I mean, quality control is a thumbs down for me because the neck, it came like that. But overall, other than the paint being slightly off, which happens with these small figures, and the Darksaber not being painted at all, maybe I'll have to probably paint that myself. I should have bought a second one of these. When I went to the store, I saw them. There was two. And I kind of have a rule as a collector for myself that if there's only two and that's it, just buy one. Leave one for the next collector or person who wants one. If there's like 4 or 5, I don't mind buying 2. Because I'm like, okay, cool. Someone else has a chance, right on. But if there's just 2, I'll go through and I'll be like, well, which is the best one? And I'll buy the one. And if I need to, I'll find it online later or whatever. But I know how much of a pain in the butt it is to find these things in stores. So I don't want to be the guy to buy them both. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's how I am. It's the rules that I follow for me. So I think I got the worst Darksaber. I think the Darksaber I got is not the best one. The other one that I saw at the store had. But the face on the other one wasn't as good as the face on this one. So, tough call. Which one do you pick? Do you go by the face or do you go by how the accessories look? Either way, I'm happy to have it. Hard to find. I guess it's hitting stores now. But I'm just glad I was able to get him. Because sometimes these vintage collection figures, they disappear really quick. Like, they'll hit the stores and they're gone within a day because the stores only get like 1 box. And there's like 2 or 3 per assortment. So I'm happy I have him. I think he looks cool. One of the coolest looking figures. But I want to know more about Moff Gideon. Like, we need more. How is it that this show, he's like the main villain of the show, but we've maybe seen 2, maybe 3 minutes total screen time? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to channel members, to the patroons, to squad leaders, everybody who's made it this far in the video. I love you. And stay tuned because the next video I'm going to record is that garbage Slave 1 compared to the Vintage Collection Slave 1. So I'll see you in the next one. Remember, don't be a move milker. Be the spark.